Hello, my good friends out there. Nice to be here with you. Blessings to everyone out there. Dr. Mandell with you. I have a lot to talk about tonight. I got like notes everywhere because I don't want to miss anything. This particular program, if you just tuned in, is all about sleep apnea. Not only sleep apnea, but insomnia because they overlap. And I'm going to share something with you today that really is going to open up a lot of minds, a lot of doors, a lot of dark doors that you haven't seen, even though you've been to many doctors. I realize that many of you out there have CPAP machines. Many of you are waking up miserable. You're tired. It's affecting your blood pressure. There's many different symptoms when it comes down to sleep apnea. So I'm going to really try to tie this into an enjoyable program, and I will actually allow in a little bit anyone who wants to come on the platform to come up and maybe express what helped them with their sleep apnea, if from a nutritional point of view or from a structural point of view or maybe a sleeping point of view. I'm here as we are, if you don't know, because this will be put on the channel to our new listeners as well. This is a live stream, and we have a large chat room tonight, and it's going to get real big. But let me move on. Just bear with me, and I'm going to do my best to try to really pull whatever I can out for you to try to help people out in the world. Sleep apnea. Now, this is a constant thing that we're always pushing. We're striving. We're fighting. And you know, the unfortunate part of this kind of condition is that the doctors, and I'm not here in any way, all respect to all doctors out there, they're going to treat you with only what they've been taught how to treat you. But I'm going to treat this program from my heart to you because I've dug a little deeper than where they are coming from. And I'm not here to knock them in all respect, but there are lots of things that we can do for sleep apnea. There's lots of things that we can do for insomnia. But I'm going to bring out a very important thing that I researched myself in PubMed. I came across many studies. It's going to be quite shocking to many of you in a good way, because if this relates to you, it's going to help you tremendously. Now, what is sleep apnea? Sleep apnea primarily is obstruction. Sleep apnea is obstruction of the back of the airway, where air is not getting down into the airway, into the lungs. And there are times that we will stop breathing. Maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And when you're in this deep sleep, as your brain, as the brain chemicals and your hormones and your deep neurons in your brain are keeping you asleep, you're not recognizing that you're not breathing. And it can be quite dangerous. So millions of people have problems sleeping, but there is also a tremendous large percentage of these people who have sleep apnea. And there's also another large percentage of those people who don't know they have sleep apnea and wonder why they're waking up with tiredness, shortness. Let me go with some important things here. I don't want to leave these things out. 1 second. Tiredness. Those who snore a lot, obviously a lot of you are waking up by your own snoring, but you may wake up with shortness of breath, like, and you know, trying to strive for that breath, waking up with dry mouths, having headaches, just struggling throughout the day, difficulty concentrating is a huge one, that brain fog. And what about people with depression? There's a relationship between depressed people, between anxiety, between high blood pressure, between low immune function, and other hormonal disorders. Because remember, when you don't sleep, it affects hormones. And hormones is a tremendous, that's what keeps us regulated. So it becomes a very complex endocrine condition there. But I just wanted to let you know that if you're having these other symptoms, you're going to the doctor, you don't realize why. The doctors usually will never pick it up unless there's a sleep study done. And many neurologists have done sleep studies on people, and they can pick up these things. And a lot of people don't want to go to doctors, and they just kind of live with it. But let's go over here. Now, a lot of people will not like to see this, but the reality is these are some common symptoms. Now, you have arrhythmias, you have high blood pressure, you have type 2 diabetes, because there are hormones involved. It does affect insulin. Impotence, obesity, quite common. Low blood oxygen, obviously, that's a big problem because everything needs oxygen, all the cells of our body. But brain fog is a big one. Anxiety is a big one. Depression is a big one. So I wanted you to just see the consequences that this is not something like it's going to happen overnight. This is long-term, uncontrolled. Okay, so where does that take us? That takes us to a condition that I want to make the breakthrough, and the breakthrough is right here. The breakthrough, well, let me just say what we know first about it, because a lot of people who have, all right, who have this condition also have, you're going to say, what is that? Well, those people who also have that have this, acid reflux. All right, now the acid reflux is a typical heartburn, the bloating, the sore throat, the belching, the bitter taste, as you can read that on your own. So now how does this correlate? All right, now if you're having, when you're having sleep apnea with acid reflux, the acid makes its way in many of those conditions up into the throat, and it causes inflammation or swelling of the throat. But this is where I'm going with you tonight. I'm going one step ahead of you. And many people have not heard of this. It is acid reflux, but in medical terms, we call this, let's see where I can find it, laryngopharyngeal reflux. It is acid reflux, but it is silent acid reflux. Now hold on. Don't start jumping around yet. So we look at this silent acid reflux, and what is this all about? This is about hoarseness in your throat. You feel like something's stuck in your throat. Let me come back to you guys. I don't want to keep my face off of here. Okay? So these are things like hoarseness in your throat. I had this before, by the way. Coughing, bitter taste in the back of your throat, difficulty swallowing, swelling or irritation of your vocal cords, or even like you're talking, you feel like it hurts to talk and you can't get the voice out clearly. It is difficult to talk, and post-nasal drip. Yes, post-nasal drip, a very common symptom of laryngopharyngeal reflux. And this is called silent reflux. And this is where the studies are coming up. So now, how am I getting this problem in my throat from silent reflux? I have no symptoms. That's what it's all about. You have no symptoms. So when you go to the neurologist or your doctor or your physician, and they say, well, let's put you on a CPAP. Let's go ahead and do the sleep studies. Nobody's picking up this condition. And I'm telling you, the research is out there. You can Google silent reflux and obstructive sleep apnea. It's going to come up for you. So let me just check out the chatters here, because I'm kind of trying to do my program, trying to do everything at the same time. GERD, when we look at GERD, okay, and I'll get you some of you. By the way, when we look at GERD, GERD basically is those symptoms of those acid refluxes. But when you look at this here, a healthy person, you can see that the lower cardiac sphincter, we call this lower esophageal sphincter, that closed sphincter on the left is normal, where the acid stays in, and the open sphincter on the right is gastric reflux, and the sphincter stays open, and the acid makes its way up. So what do you do about this? Okay, that's the big question. Well, you're going to treat this particular condition the same way you're going to treat acid reflux. Now, there's a few important things, and I have notes everywhere, so excuse me for a second, but I want to just make sure the first thing that we got to do is you got to stay off our back area. And if you're on your back, you need to be inclined. You must be inclined. I'm sure your doctors have told you that. And if you're going to stay on your side, you need to be on your left side, not your right side, because when you're on your left side, the acid can come out instead of come back up. All right? Now, the big question here, and we talked about this in some of my other programs, is that when we look at this lower esophageal sphincter, Okay, lay on the right, see it's open. You're asking, why is it open? And for the majority of people, why it stays open is because you don't have enough acid. You're saying, wait a second, not enough acid? That's correct. The pressure changes in the stomach area, and the studies show that because you have a lack of acid, and what people are doing today, if I can find this next one. Oh, not yet. Oh boy, I didn't even put it up. But anyways, if you're taking proton pump inhibitors, acid blockers, what you're doing is you're preventing the stomach from secreting more hydrochloric acid. And as a result of doing so, your acid reflux may feel better because you don't have that burning in there, but the GERD is always going to continue on. Okay? That once you get off of that, the GERD is there because it's not helping the lower esophageal reflux. So by adding betaine HCl, you can look this up on, betaine HCl before you eat. This is usually going to keep that sphincter closed, and it's going to prevent that reflux. Now, there's a couple important things I will go over with you on ways that you can help acid reflux, which would actually help this particular condition of your obstructive sleep apnea. I know it's a very complex thing, but I'm telling you, if you get rid of that silent reflux, and if you have those symptoms like you're always clearing your throat, or you're getting that tickle in your throat, or you're getting that postnasal drip, it's not your sinus most of the time if you're having sleep apnea. Because that acid, if you just tuned in with us, that acid is making its way up while you're sleeping. Most of the time, these symptoms happen at night, okay? And you can get the residual during the day, and you're waking up like, or you're always doing that. I can guarantee that the majority of you are going to have silent reflux. And that silent reflux is affecting your breathing, okay? So, well, what do you do with these kind of things? Let me go over a couple important things. I'm skipping around. Give me a second here, guys. What I'll do right now, I will do an invite. Let me invite you. If anyone wants to come up on the platform with me, this is what makes this program so exciting. I will go ahead and, if I can do this right, I will go ahead and post it in the comments. There's a link. You can click on that link right there. If you want to come up, please only talk about this condition. No other questions. I want to kind of gear towards this. This is what this program is for. So no other questions but acid reflux, but particularly sleep apnea. I know a lot of people out there who have it. Now, again, if you're having acid reflux, this is going to affect your sleep. So what do you do with this kind of condition? You don't want to eat within a few hours before you go to bed. And you need to get rid of those enriched refined foods, those carbs. I'm telling you, that is a biggie. A couple things I want to mention. Give me 1 second, please. Sugar is a huge one. Sugar will definitely affect your airway. Sugar is extremely inflammatory. And for those people who may have like gastritis or IBS or any other type of inflammatory problem in the body, it could be eczema. In certain people, it will affect your throat. It will affect your airway. It could affect your airway as well as other things. Inflammation causes swelling. And what is obstruction? It's swelling. And you need to reduce that swelling. One of the best ways to reduce it is with diet. Whole foods, just right from the ground. The paleo, the right from the ground. The natural, real fruits, the real fibers. You got to get rid of the enriched stuff. You got to get rid of all those crappy fats. I want you to start eating like great monounsaturated fats, your olive oils, your avocados. You need to really hydrate. Really, really important. Another great thing is for those people who have sleep apnea, try gargling with salt water before you go to bed. You may be amazed. 40-50% of you may say the next morning, I don't know what the heck happened, but guess what? Salt water reduces inflammation. So gargling with salt water can be a cure for many of those conditions. I love the fruits of berries, the strawberry, blackberry, blueberry, raspberries. Excellent. Get that into your system. Keep up with the fiber. And there's also lots of studies that say increasing higher doses of vitamin C late at night can be a great asset as well. I'll go into some other ones. I know got a bunch of people here want to get online here with us. Hello, Mario. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. How about you?
Good. I heard a little bit in your throat here. Anything you want to talk about reflux?
Well, yeah, I got the reflect. Actually, next Friday I got a doctor appointment for the situation. Actually, I'm sorry. Number one, I'm sorry for my English.
Your English is perfect. You're good. We understand you perfect. You're doing excellent.
You is sweet. You is sweet. I got daughter. She said, "Daddy, you English terrible. Let me handle
You,
it."
where are you from, by the way?
Cuba.
Nice, nice.
Well, that's happened to me frequently. I can say one or two for a week. I wake up in the middle of the night because I completely stop breathing. And when it's very scary for me because in some moment I guess I pass away, you know, because I feel something in my stomach coming to my throat
Yes,
and
very common.
almost exactly, and my snoring is very bad.
Okay.
Actually, my wife buy me the smart pillow,
Yes, certain
but
pillows to sleep. Okay,
yeah,
let me say while you have on the line, I'm going to continue my lecture because what I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell the people anyways. So you can stay right there. Um, First thing, I guarantee you, as you start taking weight off, number one, the weight, because as you lose weight in here too. I promise you, if you are overweight, anyone is over 15 pounds overweight, you will see a tremendous difference in your sleep apnea. It will start getting better and better and better. If you are overweight, it is very hard to control because that is number one. Okay.
well, if you let me, this point you say is exactly 100% true. Let me explain. I found out you a few months ago. I sit food. I follow you channel about lost weight, and I take it. That's a recipe you made. I do it. So I start 205. Yeah, I lost weight according the recipe you say. This I'm talking about 3 months ago. I lost about 15 pounds. So my weight is still between 188 and 190.
Okay.
But in the last month, I increase my weight again. It does happen. So it's exactly what you say. By the way, the recipe you say for loss the weight, let me put it this point. You don't pay me for say that one. It is true. Like the recipe you say for lost weight and go to bed, sleep well is working for me, working 100%.
Good. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
Anyway,
you.
thank you so much, my friend. We're going to go ahead and grab another person up here. God bless you and keep up the great work. Take that weight off. All right. Try to cut down the meals before you go to bed. Try to be on an incline. Do not sleep on your right side. Okay.
Okay.
And for a lot of people who have bad reflux, get into a recliner if you have to. Make sure
Okay.
you're up. It will really make a huge difference for you. We're going to share some more tips with you. God bless you and stay well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for having the courage and give us a call. Okay. Hello, Ling Ling. This is Ling. How you doing, my friend?
Hey there. Yeah, not too bad. How about yourself?
Where are you from?
I'm from Germany, but I live in New Zealand.
Wow. So you're calling from New Zealand right now?
Yeah, I'm New Zealand.
Awesome. Thank you for being here with us. Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I definitely, that's one of my things on my list to get to Australia and New Zealand. I heard it's beautiful where you are with the animals and the sea life out there. It's just supposed to be fascinating. I can't wait to get out there.
It's awesome. I've been to Australia just before, and yeah, it's like
So go ahead.
into
Go
that
ahead.
world.
You go ahead. What would you like to say?
I was wondering because you just said earlier that that you can use salt water for gargling before you go to bed.
Yes.
I've heard the same thing with baking soda or like soda water and like gargling, but I also heard a lot of bad things about it. So I was wondering if it's better to actually use salt water. And,
I like sea salt. Sea salt. You don't need the iodine and stuff, but sea salt's natural. I mean, any salt will work. About a half a tablespoon, to a glass of water. gargle it, do it a few times. It really will make a difference. It will shrink the back of the throat, all that area in there. It could be a great asset for you. Great asset for you.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, listen, thank you for being with us, man. I love to see people across the world on here. It makes me feel real good. Take care, man.
I have to say, I'm following you for a while. I follow your YouTube videos. It's like on any terms of health conditions, it's so helpful. And yeah, I really appreciate your work, and especially that it's all free, because I can talk from our whole community. A lot of people with silent reflux and all those diseases like GERD or whatever probably have a long story of like seeing different doctors, different medical centers, and everything, just like not finding the answer they're like hoping for. So yeah,
while you're on here, I'll leave you on here a second. Another great thing, by the way, some actually studies came out that a lot of my last videos have been on magnesium. If you notice, magnesium has been a lot of interesting things we talk about. And for people who have this sleep apnea, you may want to start taking a little more magnesium, because magnesium, what does it do? It relaxes. It causes the vessels to relax, causes the muscles to relax, causes all the tissues to relax. And basically, when you're getting that apnea, things are closing. Okay, so magnesium has been a huge change in the research right now. So, my favorite magnesiums, you have the citrates, you have the glycinates. Those are the best that absorb. So I would, if it was me, that's what I would get on and try the magnesium, because, sometimes when we just make a little bitty change, it can go a long way, because, unfortunately in the medical field, they're not really tuned into nutrition and, natural medicine. And really, what are we? We're just a healing being that wants to repair and heal. And we have to give it what it needs sometimes. If it's dry, you got to water it. If it's hungry, you got to feed it. So sometimes our bodies are striving for these things and it's just not getting it. But magnesium is very safe. Not only will it help the throat and help you sleep better, but it will really relax the body, the mind and body. Really excellent for you. All right. All right. Blessings to you. Nice seeing you, man. And keep in touch. All right.
Thank you. Likewise.
All right. Take care now. Okay. Let's head for Kashif.
Hi. How are you?
And where are you calling from?
I'm from Sydney, Australia.
All right, and, man. Love it.
And I'm one of your biggest fan, and my wife is also, she's studying in the holistic approach medicine as well. So we watch you, we follow you regularly. Coming to the point, I went to my doctor and he asked me to go for this sleep study. I had a sleep study a couple of months ago, and they said the report came, I have obstructive sleep apnea. And they asked me to go for the CPAP machine, but I said no. I think that it will discourage me for the whole life, and my family when they will see me, because I have all small kids. So it was a psychological impact on me. So when I watched your video, you suggested to lose weight and to do some facial exercises as well. So when I started doing that, sleep apnea and snoring has went down drastically, and it has improved a lot. So I have lost my around 18 kilo in a month by taking off all the fatty foods, all the McDonald's, no KFC, nothing, going to the just the natural food, and vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, and all of that stuff which you recommended. It's really helping me. My goal is to shed another 5 kilo, and then I'll go for another study, and hopefully it'll be negative.
Excellent. I love to hear that. You brought up a very good point I didn't bring up yet. And while you're on it, let me touch it. Vitamin D, every person who got apnea got to be on vitamin D. Vitamin D makes a tremendous change for so many different chemical changes in our entire body. It affects not only our immune system, because we look at COVID. They found over 80% of every COVID case had deficiency of vitamin D. So you think about it, if your immune system is weakened, that means other systems are weakened. What does the immune system do? It keeps away inflammation. You see, it's all tied together. It's so important. So now you say, well, why do I need vitamin D? Well, how much are you in the sun? As we get older, we're just not in the sun all that much. And I eat healthy. You're not getting it from your food. You need to supplement. That's one thing you need to supplement, as well as magnesium. Problem with magnesium, we don't know the source it's coming from. Okay. And what about our stresses? What about the sugars? What about the crap food we eat? Guess what? We're depleting magnesium. So even though we're taking it in, we're losing it. So,
Yeah.
and that's really important. But vitamin D is biggie. Hey, listen, it's really, really an honor and a pleasure to have you online next to us right here, coming from Australia, because I was just saying that I want to get to Australia, I want to get to New Zealand, and I'm going to get there. But how are things right now in Australia?
We are currently in a 2 weeks lockdown in Sydney because of the Delta strain. And like the cases are around 20 plus on a daily basis. Yeah. But hopefully, like we are on top of it and we know where the cases are emerging from. So the government is and the health officials, they are really are taking strict measures, and hopefully before 2 weeks we'll get control of it.
God bless you. Listen, stay in touch. All right. Nice.
Thank you so much. And just a request, if you can guide us while in this stream, if you can guide us further on the facial exercises to reduce this fat.
You can't do it on this stream. Because we're gonna lose our audience. We can't do that right now.
All good. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Cheers.
All right. Last one here, Greg. Let's get you up here. Hey, Greg, how are you, my friend?
Hi, good. How are you?
You want to go ahead? Give me this quick speech because we got to move quick here.
Sure. So I know we talked about this before, me and you live, also about acid reflux that I've had.
Yes.
The relationship between when you get really stressed, like you said. So is there a way that you can explain why stress would trigger acid reflux? And one other thing I want to mention that helps me is taking a walk after meals.
Good.
It actually helps you maybe digest better, or something.
I recommend that. Very good. Why? Very simple, Greg. Once we get under stress, we hit what they call the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system causes a stoppage to the digestive system. In other words, the parasympathetic is what we call the rest and digest. So when you're relaxed, you digest food better. Okay. When you're in
you get tense.
There you go. So what happens is when you get tense, the digestive system doesn't function correctly. So now you got food in there. You need that acid. You need the enzymes to work correctly, but nothing's working. So you got food sitting in there that's not getting digested. All right. So what does it do? It's got to go somewhere. All right. You'll see a lot of.
Well, I want to say something. I feel a lot better than I used to, and you are someone that helped me go through that and get through it. Kinda. I think I'm almost there where I'm completely feeling better, and we've had conversations before. I haven't seen you recently very often, and I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, everything's good. Yeah.
Sounds good.
I've been doing so much editing. I haven't been doing as many live streams as I like to. I love to come out here. I just like to be with you guys. It's different. It's a different feeling. But we'll work on that.
Pleasure seeing you. It's an awesome feeling to talk to you and get up here and.
Well, we love you, man. You've been awesome too, man. We really appreciate all your feedback because you're really helping a lot of other people. Trust me. For the stuff that you came back out here and just continue joining us. It's a blessing. All right, stay well. Stay well, my friend.
Thank you. You too.
All right. So getting back to this acid reflux, what we call silent reflux, because if you just came into the program, I will go ahead and ask you to go back and listen to this later because you missed some really important things at the beginning. And I would ask all of you out there, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Why? It's not about numbers. For me, it's about lives. Because I'm here to really give from my heart to see you, your family, your loved ones healthy. And there's a lot of ways we get healthy naturally because drugs are not the answer. Drugs can save lives, but drugs are not the answer to good health. So the objective of this program and all my programs is to try to allow your body that the same power that created you to be the same power that heals you and nothing else. But obviously through good nutrition and all other proper things you should be doing on a daily basis, that's what's going to keep you healthy. So I just want to go ahead. I think we're going to end it off right now. Again, I know we got lots of people that want to get up here, but I want to keep this to about a 30-minute program because we'll be posted back on the program. I pretty much did touch on a lot of things, but again, in a quick review, we're talking about silent reflux. Silent reflux is acid reflux. That's GERD, that's silent. This comes up, makes its way up to the throat. The people who get always clear in their throat, difficulty swallowing, losing your voice, post-nasal drip, waking up with real dryness in the throat. This acid makes its way up, but it's silent. And as a result of that, it causes inflammation in the back part of the pharynx area, back in the throat area, that closes in. The research is out there. So start treating yourself. If you have any type of obstructive sleep apnea, start treating yourself as if you had GERD or acid reflux, because a lot of this stuff is silent acid reflux, and that's what this program is all about. So you can go back in the program and review it and what I said at the beginning, but I do want to say one thing, that if you are having this silent reflux or this real acid reflux, you still may be having low stomach acid. So what I'd like you to do, start using a little apple cider vinegar, okay, and some water. You can put lemon in there, whatever you like, and put it in about right before you eat. 5 minutes right before you eat breakfast or your large meals. This will help your digestion. What this will do, the apple cider vinegar gives you a pH of about 2 to 3. Hydrochloric acid is a pH of 1. So because you have more acid, you're going to start digesting your proteins, and your proteins are going to, they're not going to give you that non-digested fermentation as it starts to move down into your intestine. On the other hand, when you have acid in your stomach, okay, as we get older, we lose acid. When you have acid in your stomach, the lower sphincter right here, let me show you again if you just tuned in, the lower sphincter right here on the left is closed. On the right, it's open. And that opening is what's allowing the acid to make its way back up. So when you have normal acidity in there, it's going to stay closed. That's the research. The pressure will keep it closed. If you don't have enough, it's going to stay open. And the big problem is that doctors are giving you proton pump inhibitors, acid blockers, making it worse. And that's why people stand on the whole lives. So as a result of that, what are you doing? You're not having enough acid, not going to digest your proteins. The acids can potentially cause H. pylori, more bacteria growth in your stomach that can eventually give you more like ulcers and problems. And not only that, when you don't have enough acid, what does that mean? That means the calcium can get absorbed into the bones. You start developing osteoporosis, as well as vitamin B12. So it becomes a whole cycle. You need acid. If you don't have acid in there, things are not going to work correctly, even if you don't have symptoms. It's like having cancer and blocking the symptoms. It's like having high blood pressure and ignoring it. It's like having diabetes and not feeling the symptoms. It's going to catch up with you later. So all said and done, I want to thank all of you. We have almost 1,500 people in the chat room, and I can see the chatters are going crazy, but it's nice to be able to learn to come together. My objective is to make more of these to come together. Please look through this video. Please share it with your friends and family, because you'll be doing them a blessing and a big favor. And subscribe if you haven't, because I promise you, you will gain lots of great educational information to help you and your family. And most important, you'll do it naturally. Anyways, I want to say blessings to all of you. Please stay safe. I really hope you enjoyed the program. I hope that you get something out of it. If you get one good thing out of it, then we accomplished something. If we help one person, we've done a great mission. So please share these videos, and God bless everyone, and we'll talk with you real soon. Bye-bye now.